So when Cheryl first arrived to our facility, it was following a stroke, and it was a rather severe stroke. So she was unable to walk. Essentially, she was bedbound, unable to perform self-care tasks, and she was nonverbal, so she could not communicate her needs.
See, I was out of it, and I couldn't respond to nobody. Only thing I could do was do my eyes back and forth.
Progress with Cheryl was very slow at first. We introduced a communication board with pictures of basic care needs, and we tried to get her to point to pictures so that she could convey her wants and needs. At first she was unable to do that, and then slowly we started to see some gains with pointing to pictures. She then began to start to nod her head yes and no. As she progressed also with OT, they were working on motor skills, fine motor, and she was at a point where she could start to write single words. At first she wrote her name on command, and then she began to have more spontaneous responses. And we were talking one day, and I was really trying to get her to communicate an idea to me, not just a want or a need, but how she was feeling. And I said, Cheryl, how does it feel not being able to say what you want to say? And she wrote down a single word, and it was sad. And that just, it was so profound. As a speech pathologist, you know, that's my passion, is getting residents to regain their ability to speak. And knowing that she was unable to do that, and it was frustrating and upsetting, and you know, I took that on. I was frustrated and upset for her. In fact, I kept that piece of paper that says sad. It hangs in my office today.
When I couldn't speak, it was terrible. It was. I mean, I just felt lonely. I really did. And I would tell my sister, am I gonna walk again?
She was able to progress her to saying, to verbalizing single sounds, and then she progressed to single words. But Cheryl was so motivated and so willing to put in the work.
I remember going in and just talking to her, and I was used to her using her whiteboard, and we would always communicate through her whiteboard. And I just asked her a question like, how are you doing today? And she was able to just speak. And I was like, is that your voice I just heard? And she was like, yeah. And I remember asking all the other coworkers, have you heard Cheryl speak yet? And everybody was like, no. And they just like fled in there to hear her just say something.
I am so pleased with my progress, and I'm a fighter.
I think everybody knew her willpower, and she was determined to get better, to do better. So with seeing her so determined to do better, everybody was wanting to be part of that. They were wanting to help because she wanted it. And so we wanted to push her and help her in every way we could.
Wanda Marie and Marcy and Melanie and my daughter, they all came up there to take me downstairs, and I didn't know anything. So they brought me downstairs, and as soon as I got off the elevator, I cried like a baby. It was all around. I'm not kidding you. I was a miracle, and I was blessed. I'm telling you, I didn't know what to think. I really didn't. I didn't think that many people cared about me. I didn't, but they did. And then I went to Bonta, and they greeted me at the door at Bonta. I walked for them on the walker and by myself, and I cried like a baby. I did. I was just so excited, you know. I mean, to me, that was something. I just don't know how to describe it.
Cheryl inspired me in my nursing career because she showed me that You can basically do anything you put your mind to. You will see the progress.
One of the missions that Sayre has is hope, housing, and healthcare, and hope is such a instrumental part of what we do and why we do our jobs every day. We have to have hope that we can see good outcomes, see our patients progress, and lead a high quality of life. So I'm so proud to work for this organization that is centered around hope, and with God's help, it just shows that we can do anything.
I know now God's good. Yes, I do. And He's brought me a long ways. He sure has. Because if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be here. I would not. And I am a miracle.